Okay, well, all right. So on my other computer, I can see the stream is running. It's probably going to take a while before the viewers start to flow in. Um, but yeah, I suppose no reason why we can't just get into the game again.
Alrighty. Oh, you're player two this time.
Oh, wait, am
Or
I?
are you? No, I'm player two now. This is
Oh, I
strange.
I think it was because it was a little bit slow pushing fire. Because I think you started first.
Well, that's the thing. I pushed left on the joystick, but I hadn't actually pressed fire. And then I pressed
Oh,
fire. I think it was doing some weird stuff where possibly it joined you as player two until I hit fire, and then I took over as player two, and it booted you into player one.
interesting. Oh well. Oh yeah, I guess because we'd sort of left it idle for a bit, maybe it got confused. But oh, that was close. Nearly died.
Oh,
Oh well, we have Flibble in the chat. Welcome Flibble. I hope the audio is okay. I hope you can hear me okay, and you can hear Yan okay, and you can hear the game okay. Although the game should be fairly quiet compared to our voices.
how did level? Oh, by the way, you know what you said about almost died? Was that because you had an enemy flying at your face?
Oh no, it's because like there's only really a small platform, and the enemy was moving back and forward, and I don't know how I managed to, not die from it. Oh, I can kill your guys or the ones that you've zapped. Oop.
Yep.
No. Oh, yeah, Flibble says voice is good. Thank you, Flibble. No, you were telling me before the stream about the enemies jumping out of the way, and that seeming like an intelligent AI thing.
Yeah, I saw some comments this week that people were saying, "Oh, the enemy jumped out of the way," or in the case of this exact level, the enemy on the top of the jumping one that it was aiming for them. It was actually not the case. In the game, the vast majority of enemies change direction or do their action in cycles of 3 seconds.
Yep.
So if you kind of only like playing the game like in short like bursts, and you might get the impression that perhaps it's AI, but it's really not. Every 3 seconds, the enemy, well, certain enemies will do an action, whether it's change direction, jump, or shoot in some cases,
Hmm.
which I'll also say was really handy for the NTSC conversion.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, tell me about that as
Yeah.
well, because I think you've told me just in Discord chat about making it so that it runs on both platforms, but has the same. It doesn't become harder on NTSC.
Okay, so there were, I think, 3 pillars to, well, in fact, made that 4 pillars to making the game very easy to port. And I'm not gonna lie, when I actually did the port, it took me 5 hours,
Yep.
which might be a record, for better or for worse. So the first thing was when I first set up the game project was to select an NTSC friendly resolution,
Hmm.
even on PAL. I mean, that
Okay,
goes
so
without saying because
so this so what we're playing right now, that's at 200 pixels tall or similar to, close to.
yeah, couldn't say without opening the project. Oh, I seem to have
Yeah.
fallen down.
Well, one thing that frustrates me about NTC on Amiga is, like, I know there's overscan and such, but the canon resolution of NTC on Amiga is 200, tool, whereas in most platforms like Mega Drive, Neo Geo, it's 224. Whereas with
I
PAL,
think
it's almost the opposite. Like PAL, you've got 256 high as the Canon resolution, and on everything else, it's only 240.
on the Amiga, because of the top panel and the panel gap, that when it's running on NTSC, most of the bottom block is actually cut off.
Yep.
But that's okay because the bottom, I didn't put anything in the game that
yeah.
is on the bottom block.
Okay, because the bottom block is just like solid floor, right?
Uh-huh. Like there was a stage where I was going to put a fan there, or any of the special blocks, until I realized no, this needs to run on NTSC, and I'm going to lose that bottom block. So that went out the window.
Right. Well,
do you want to do the honors?
Yep. Right.
So, because I'm sometimes nice, I decided that any big fruit that gets collected, both players get the score for it.
Oh, okay. That's Oh, did that guy have armor?
Oh.
Yep.
Yes. From well 2 onwards.
Yep.
The 3 enemy types, and one of them will get an extra bit of armor. So.
Yep. Okay, I didn't know. Oh,
yeah.
but yeah, this is this is a really cool game. I sort of love the Bubble Bobble vibe to it. Bubble Bobble with shooting. And also a bit like yeah, it feels a bit like Rodland as well, just without the letters.
Yeah, one of the biggest inspirations was Rodland, down to the way that the 2-player mode starts. Because on Rodland, you have one player start it, whichever player that is, and then the other player has to join before the end of level 1.
Oh, so they can't sort of join cooperative like late in the.
To prevent like people just using it as a excuse to get a bunch of continues by starting on the other player's joystick.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It was like I think the week of release, I ended up changing it because it was even stricter, where you couldn't join in the game if a player had killed an enemy yet.
Oh.
So just to go back to the NTSC thing, because there was a few things around that. There was the resolution.
Yep.
There was I'd set like everything that 99% of the things in the game that are yield, I set them to be a function of something I called 1 second in frames.
Yep.
Where when you start the game, what it does is it reads in the logic rate as the variable of 1 second in frames, and so I can then say yield 2 times 1 second in frames. So whether it's on NTSC or PAL, 60 frames per second or 50, it's always going to be 2 seconds. Then there was the other thing where, as what can only call a very snide hack, I made the vast majority of the animations either 5 frames or a multiple of 5.
Yep.
So then.
So they became 6 frames when they.
Yeah. But I had to go in and manually set them all 6 frames, which is now why I've got 2 different what are they called? Branches on Git now. I've got the unstable one and the NTSC one, because I can't be bothered to go back and change all the NTSC ones back to PAL, and it means any changes I've done now have to be done twice, both in NTSC and PAL. But it did mean that most of the changes could be done very quickly.
So you didn't really sort of play around with the logic and the output speeds?
No.
Okay. Because that's like that's this sort of canon way in Scorpion 4, having the So automatically scaling 5 frames to 6.
Oh, so how would I do that? Would I change the
No, I
refresh
can
rate to 60 and
well, I can shall we shut this game down for now? We can come back for a
yeah,
second.
sure.
So we'll come back for a second round later, and then maybe try Osiris and maybe one or two of those other multiplayer games. But so if I go to Halo Zero is sort of the main one I've done.
Hmm.
So I set the logic up to be 25 frames a second, even though most of the outputs run at 50 or 60.
Hmm.
So yeah, so what we got up here is the 25 frames a second, and then like all of these animations, I think I've set them mostly to 3 frames. I just forget like a run or something. And then so that way when it's scales up to 50, it's like double of that. I think when I scale it up to 60 for NTSC, it's not going to be a perfect division. Because it's going to be like actually what? Yeah. So if I so definitely not going to be a perfect division. So if I go 25, no, it's 3 times 60 divided by 25. Yeah, so I'll scale up to 7. We're really, but yeah, I guess close enough. But what in the logical frames per second, I've also got these 5 and 10 ones, and so you would never, you'd never actually have a game rendering at these modes, but these are perfectly divisible. So if I had designed the game around a virtual 5 frames a second, so I would say, okay, if I want something to play for 1 second, I would play it for 5 frames. That is perfectly like I can multiply it to any of these without losing any precision. And
Okay.
at
Oh,
10
that's interesting.
I can multiply it to NTSC 30 or PAL 50. And I can't multiply that to PAL 25, but I can multiply it to the others.
Okay. I'm beginning to think in hindsight, I may have taken hard route.
It's one of these things that's not really well like explained in Scorpion, or because I know that hardly anyone uses it. I know that there have been a few projects where there's been a lot of manual tweaks to um have the game running at different frames per second. But with Halo Zero, I've released it at 3 different frame rates, which is sort of PAL 25 for like lower end Amigas, PAL 50 for like AGA with a couple of megs of fast RAM, and then NTSC for Mega Drive and Neo Geo.
Hmm. Okay. I'll be completely honest.
Yep.
The
Oh,
NTSC conversion I did
yep.
was it was a very last minute thing. I just woke up and on the Friday and was like,
Mm.
okay, I'm gonna do an NTSC version today.
Um, I mean, for the well, since you designed all your game logic at PAL, it should have been enough to just sort of have like this. Oh, and I should mention that it doesn't just do the animations, but it tweaks the like the jump arcs and
Oh yeah.
acceleration. It might not be 100% perfect, especially with those like I mentioned before, that particular animation wasn't going to scale perfectly.
Mm.
But it should take care of a lot of it, and then it's just sort of a case of, well, maybe I need to have some if statements here and there to handle the things that don't quite look right.
I'm definitely going to have a little play around with this because this has somewhat blown my mind.
Okay. Oh well, so that's definitely one of the things that I wanted to do on Scorpion TV is just yeah, get a little bit of that knowledge out there about these things that sort of aren't widely used within Scorpion. And Flibble did have a question. It said, wouldn't the counting system allow it to adjust to any CPU speed? You could use the counting system for like something that's completely agnostic to the frame rate, like so I'll go into an example project. Projects, unofficial, no, not that one, editor, tools, performance tester. So this so what I'm about to show here, the performance tester, is what I use for my internal benchmarks, and sometimes I use it to see if I've made a change in Scorpion, has it made it faster, has it made it slower, how, and it's not scientific by any means, but it just does give a general indication of how performance is going in Scorpion. And what it does is, so it's got this lemmings like thing where it just keeps spawning actors over and over and over again until until the frame rate gets so bad that it decides, okay, well, that's the end of the test. That's actually not a great score. I'm hoping that's just because I've got a bunch of things open and it's interfering with WinUAE. But in any case, the way that it works out, if the frame rates are going badly, is there is a where is it? This variable here, frame countdown, is that will get counted down at every single VBlank, even if your game is running poorly. And it will count down 50 times a second, even if you're on if you're running in 25 hertz mode. So that is what I use to check to make sure, okay, well, every time I yield a frame, that should count down to 0. But if it's counted down more than 0, then it's going to reduce the score and reduce my frames left. And when frames left gets less than 0, that's when it quits and says, okay, we time's up.
It's time to call it a day on the test, yeah.
Yep. But yeah, it's Retro Rick worked out how to use it to make a frames per second counter. So that was pretty cool because Retro Rick is working on. Actually, I'm not sure if his project is public yet, so I shouldn't say what it is. But just yeah, since his project's a beat 'em up, and he wants to have a lot of. Yep.
I did see the post about the using it to put on on-screen frame rate counter. I thought it was really inventive, and I was like half considering using it for blue and red, and then I was like, I don't have the time to put this in, because at that point it was getting a bit far along, and I was running out of time because.
I mean, the game seems to run pretty solidly, so.
On an 020, yes.
Well, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, that does remind me. I messed up a bit with the last Scorpion TV because it looked like my frame rate for my raycasting demo was it was stuck at 9. And I realize why that is now, because if I go to the HUD and then I look at my FPS counter, look at what my maximum value is.
0. Oh, 9. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's like yeah the visual indicator. But yeah, so because I only had that to 1 digit, that was showing my frame per second is 9. I thought, oh, that's not very good. But I'll just see what it looks like now. Admittedly, it's a pretty high power Amiga emulator with 040 and 2 mega fast. But I'll just see what it says. 25. Okay, 25.
Interesting.
I
That's
wonder,
25.
have I got something that says to restrict the frame rate somewhere? I didn't think I did. Yeah, I think it. I guess it just must be running at 25. Oh. No, I haven't got anything to do frame skip. Yeah, so I think what's happening is it takes, like, the Amiga's running at 50 frames, but because it takes a little bit more than, a little bit more than a frame to render the game just constantly, it's at 25 instead of, going up and down. It's just constantly 25. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll leave that for now, and I think we'll get back into the game. Oh yeah, sorry, I shut it, so I need to start it again. Actually, did you? Should we do one of the other AmiGameJam games, and then we'll return to Red and Blue to cap off the gameplay section.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'm joining your game now. Yeah, I can see how the Raycaster would be useful for a kind of trench run kind of thing. Just responding to what Flibble said in the chat. I was actually playing thingy Star Wars last week on an arcade machine. I missed the last week's show as arcade club, and yeah, I do love the trench run in that game.
Well, it should be It should be possible to do something like Sorry, I was gonna say it should be something. It should be possible to do something like super. No, Stardust, where you've got the tunnel scene.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think anyone's ever seriously tried to make something like Stardust, but it should be possible. So I think
I can think of
Osiris might be on the last page.
possibly.
Okay. I can't
If it,
remember if Submarine Attack has a multiplayer mode or not. Don't think it does, but I could be wrong. I don't think. Oh, and Wings of Fear 2 doesn't, that I know of. But that would be a very cool game to get a multiplayer mode for eventually. But
it
okay.
does seem like I think the world could do with more side scrollers where you've got like two players playing at the same time.
Flubble says if you remove the rotational math and just use strafe, would that speed things up? It yes and no. I think it would like most of the overhead I think in the Raycaster demo is actually just it's very inefficiently blitting. Like all of those columns of pixels, like there's like 64 of them, those are all different actors. Not rotating, just having strafe would simplify the logic a fair bit, but I don't know if it would make much of a difference to performance. Okay, so... Oh, so what do we got? So we've got Arena in battle mode for Osiris.
Okay.
To save or destroy. Should we try... We'll go battle mode.
I hope I'll be able to work out how this goes. Who does the graphics for Hoyster's games? Is it Hoyster or?
I think Hoyster is one of those developers that does everything himself. I could be wrong.
I love these menus. I really do.
Oh yeah, it really yeah, it's a consistent aesthetic.
I'd also say the consistency goes across the manual. It's as well.
Yep.
This is brilliant.
So by manual, do you mean like in-game manual or like a PDF sort of thing, or?
Yeah, it's a PDF. I think it's about 7 MB.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, so I got the thing, and I think I'm supposed to drop it down the... So if I drop it there... Oh. No. Oh. Okay. Whoop. Okay, so what can you do with that?
Oh.
Oh, I see. Yep. Okay, so let's drop that into there. But can I grab that back? I can.
Oh, I think you can. Then the floor got you.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, timer expired. Okay, so I think that was a draw. Oh. Go, 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 go. Okay, so I think you can stop it if you can grab it. Oh. Oh.
This is a bit more challenging than I thought it was going to be.
Ah. Yeah. Oh well. Well, I'll have to show this to Hoyster. So he's got yeah, it got some like playtest reference. Oh, can I stop you from? Go. Yes, I think I got 1 point. Oh, okay. So it's okay. Yeah. So I think yeah. So you must have to get 1 point within the Oh, okay. Must have to get 1 point within the timer.
You see, now I know what I'm doing. I've got no excuse for losing, but I'm still going to lose.
Oh, sorry. I think this one might have a. Let me say something about defend the note. I don't know if this is the same. Okay, so it's a different arena. We got. Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, so it's like a tackle. So I think whoever's holding it. Oh no. Go. Ah. Go, go, go. think I got it.
Ah.
I don't think it gave me a point. Or... Oh!
It's on the top left.
Okay, yep. Oh! Shit, yep. Should have... Excuse the foul language. No, okay, I think you got a point that time, because I was not... Okay, yep, so it's like a Street Fighter, where it's like, you got the... So the wins was just because I was the only... I think I was the only one to get a point in the last round. I can't just put it in there, can I? No. I gotta
think you can.
gotta put it down the... Oh. On. Gotcha. Ah. Go.
I'll try to intercept it.
It sort of becomes a game of Oh.
The
Oh.
mouse, isn't it?
Oh no! I think it's stuck.
Might be a bug. It's...
Oh.
Oh dear.
Ah. I attacked you too soon.
That enemy seems to have moved somewhat. Oh, and I'm stuck. I can't actually escape from here.
Oh, you look like you're on the... Let me try to get you out of... There you go.
Ah, yeah.
I probably shouldn't have given you the boost to get out, but oh. But yeah, it might be, because it looks like this is using the, what do you call it? The grid-based movement, so there might have been something that knocked it a couple of pixels, and so it wasn't perfectly lined. But in any case, so this is going to go on, yeah, this will be uploaded to YouTube, and so Hoyster can look through the footage to see if there's anything. Okay, extraction loop. I wonder if this is any different. It probably isn't. Well, should we do this one and then we'll see if we can try that battle mode, if it's any different?
Sure.
Oh, okay, this one looks quite different. Oh. Well, yep, put it down my... I thought you were about to put it down my one for a second.
I think I did that earlier on, right at the start.
Oh, now this one is a bit more of a puzzle to it. Because you see, you see it's blocked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. So it's not just that you... Yep, yeah. So that's, Oh, where did I go? Oh, shit. Okay. So if you were to... Oh. So you can either try to get it, well, you get, or, well, I guess it's stuck there. Yeah. Okay, so I got it.
That's a little bit more tactical, yeah.
Hmm. Oh. Thank you. Okay, we're up. Oh, we're back. You know if there's a... Oh, I think I'm not going to be able to get this one. Or can I? Oh, so close.
I was close, yeah.
Do you know if there's a definitive list of the games that are multiplayer or not? For, the AmiGameJam? Suppose we don't really know, do we?
I don't think there's a list per se, but I think I could probably work it out if I went onto the submissions page. Damn it.
Oh, actually, I think I know the difference between the mode. Like, I think one of the two modes at the start was like to play all of these arenas, and the other one was to play the just one.
Okay.
Oh, well, should we leave this one for now, and we'll have a look at one of the other ones?
Yeah, sure.
Because I've got AmiGameJam in the corner, so I thought it'd be cool to try to play whatever ones are yeah, multiplayer. And then maybe next week for the 20th episode of Scorpion TV, I can look at the ones that are only single player.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I think I can see the one you just started. 13:02 Los Angeles time.
Yep. 13:02. So just after 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in LA time.
Uh-huh. Only thing is, I can't tell whether it's 1 p.m. in the past or 1 p.m. in the future.
I guess for you it would be 1 p.m. in the past.
Oh yeah.
But for me it's 10:30 a.m. in the future. Now I think Arpegio is meant to be cooperative, so and I've never played that one. I've played Tedzogh's other game, Pooperino, but I've never played this one. Okay, so I've set to... Sorry, just reading the names there. So AmigaLive, Demiurgy, Quantic CD32, Mega Cami, Bobby Zell, Escordian, Tedzogh. Escordian... I don't recognize that name. I recognize all the others. I assume he's a big Amiga streamer.
But, I honestly haven't a clue.
Yep. So are you able to... Oh, yep.
Yep. Oh, and I crashed. Oh. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
No, I crashed as well, so... Oh. It's,
You are top pilot, though.
I'm gonna put my... I'm gonna put my I'm gonna put my dad's initials in there. Wait, let's try that again.
Do we share lives and an energy bar?
Oh, I think we do. Well, we don't we don't share. Well, we do. Oh,
Oh, that was me again.
oh, okay.
I
So,
think when you
all right.
crash, you
Yep.
lose all of your lives,
Yep.
and this. I wish I could
Oh.
blame the input lag, but I just, in reality,
It's
I
all
think
right.
it
I
was just
mean,
the Uni port flying a spaceship.
I mean, oh, I'm gonna check. I just hope the yeah. I was just wondering if those stars were solid at the night. But yeah, it's cool to see a shooter in like a side-scrolling shooter in Scorpion Engine, and with some of the features that don't get used that often, like you can see the wave movement. And yeah, I mean, it feels like oh, I got shot that time. It sort of feels a bit like early arcade side-scrolling shooters like Scramble. Oh, I think that.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
did
yeah.
think that.
Oh, okay. So we
I did
got
have a
a.
PD version of Scramble on the Amiga years ago.
Oh yeah.
It was on an Amiga Action cover disc, I believe, and it was called Squamble.
Oh. Yeah.
Uh, that might have been me again. I don't know.
Maybe. I guess we share
One score, yeah.
one score. Uh, Oh, at least well we got we're getting up there in the score table, we're pushing down everyone else. Oh,
Um,
oh,
I knocked for mouse, and I went into mouse mode.
okay, yeah, I see.
Joystick mode
Switch
again.
to
Sorry.
okay. Yep, no worries. Yeah, I know. I know Amiga emulators are a little bit sticky with the that they will grab the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this is not saving to like a shared disk image, so anyone else that plays this is not going to see that name
Yeah.
over and over.
Writing is definitely disabled on this compilation.
Oh, oh, well, should we try the cake rush now?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I will.
I quite enjoyed this game,
Yeah,
even though my time with it is short.
it's um it's charming. Um, yeah, it does have that sort of very uh I mean I think I mentioned it reminds me of Scramble. It reminds me of an Apple II game called something like Sea Snake or Sea Cobra, something like that, where you've got to go through caves and under the sea in a submarine. Hi, Doctor. Welcome
Yeah,
to chat. Flibble says also idea you could use parallax effect if you just move left or right. Yeah, that's something I had been thinking about it for the raycasters uh using sprite parallax to do something with, but anyway. So oh yeah. So what cake rush is number? Can I just? I think I can just push 5. Okay, so I think this will be the last of the Scorpion Engine games that are also multiplayer that we'll put into the AmiGameJam, unless I'm wrong. I'm not sure about I mean, I know because it's a demo version, Kaboom Mania doesn't. I'll just check the submissions list. What other games could have multiplayer that are Scorpion? Submarine Attack I wasn't sure about. I don't think it's multiplayer though.
I don't think
And
Submarine
no.
Attack is.
Um, English backflip, I don't think it is. No. It doesn't appear to be. And the other one I wasn't sure about was Strike Force Amiga.
I did have a go of that. I don't think it's two-player, but it did seem to me like a game that could benefit from two-player, definitely.
Oh, absolutely, yep. But yeah, I'll probably play that one next week if I'm trying out the single-player games, or the games I didn't play on this stream. But anyway, so let's okay, okay, so we're both joined. I guess we just gotta leave it to count down. Leave it to time out. And it's cool how it's how they got bots in this.
Yeah, the AI in this was quite impressive.
Okay. Oh, now I think the donuts. The donuts are just projectiles. Oh.
Yeah, the donuts are ammo, and the actual big cakes you've got to deliver to the guys at the top, except for the burnt ones that apparently.
Okay, yeah. So
nice.
So I picked up one and it made me sick, I think.
Yeah, that was a burnt cake.
Okay.
And I was stuck. Oh.
Oh. Oh no, I think I dropped a cake.
Bonus. And it's now a bonus round where we just shoot at each other.
Oh, so you just get the donuts and... Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, do you get points for hitting another player? I guess you would do.
You do a bonus round, I believe.
But not in the the main.
I couldn't say. I've only noticed it in a bonus round. You might get it normally.
So it's a bit like.
It's not game over yet.
Okay. So I think it's a bit like IK Plus, where whoever is in last place gets kicked out.
That's for one.
But I assume the bots never those robots. I assume they never get fired. So if I'm in third place again, I'll get booted out.
I could comment, but spoilers.
I'm intrigued. So yeah, I've seen this played a little bit on Pints and Amiga, but I didn't sort of watch all the way through to the end. So yeah, there are some. I guess there are some surprises. Oh, can I get this cake? So if I hit someone and they drop their cake,
then the cake just despawns. You can't pick it back up.
Okay.
I don't think the customers would like cake that's been on the floor. You made me drop a cake. Not fair. I think that's the baker equivalent of saying you made me bleed my own blood.
Are we in the bonus round now?
Yeah, we are. The boss came out and was all...
Oh, yeah. Okay, how did we get... Oh, I made it to the top chef. Was it you, or... No, that wasn't
you.
You.
Top chef.
Oh, no, I mean the person fired.
No, I wasn't given my marching orders.
Yep.
See, I was about to say something else until I realised it was a very UK thing to say, and...
Yeah? Oh, what's that?
Given my P45.
I have not heard that term before. Is that a form for
Yeah, it's a form you get when you leave a job. For tax stuff.
Oh, okay. That's Oh, what's the can for?
I think Americans call it a pink slip or something like that.
Maybe? Though, do they also call pink slips, like, for car ownership?
Not that I know of.
No.
Robot's getting bullied.
Okay, how do we do?
Oh, I have been given my marching orders. I think this is the last level. Best of luck.
Organic chefs are obsolete. You can't beat my robots. Okay, and me. Ah! Okay, alright. So it becomes single player on the last... Oh, I was trying to work out what the can does. It looks like it makes... Whoops. Looks like it makes me go fast.
I
And
asked
that
him what
burnt...
sugar he drinks in real life.
Thing is, we're not really chefs. We're sort of waiters. Because the ovens are doing all the... Oh, hey.
I think for where Chef is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. But that's cool. It's a bit like that other game, what's it called? Overcooked, where they're all meant to be chefs, but all you're doing is throwing pizzas to each other and all that.
Oh, why aren't they taking my pizza? Oh, because it's the end of the day? Oh no. Okay, I wasn't the top chef. Okay, so I guess
Yeah.
I guess it really was right about AI replacing. Yeah, but yeah, that one was cool. So should we do one more game of we'll do one more game of your one, and then we will do something workshoppy.
Okay. Oh, by the way, remind me to never, ever, ever, ever make a game with two-player high scores ever again.
Just really complicated with the logic of, if you both get high
Yeah.
scores, or one person gets a high score, or one person knocks the other person out of the high score table.
Yeah, and if they do that on the same game, that there's just so many edge cases, and so I
Mm,
released 1.0 last Friday. I went to Arcade Club, was celebrating, was all like, "Yeah, I've released a game." And then the next day, myself and my partner were both playing 1.0, just as a kind of, like, "Hey, let's play the game," and we ran straight into high score issues. So I went and made 1.1, and then we
yep,
tested that. And after I released it, and we ran into more high score issues, I went and made 1.2.
yep.
And then after that, I vowed to never, never, ever make a two-player high-score game ever again. Oh, to be fair, I've got the logic now, so I guess I could reuse it. But I think I've also may have given myself a little bit of post-traumatic stress disorder from having to do two releases so quickly.
Mm, yeah, maybe that's why Arpegio, like, it's a shared score. Oh, sorry, I
Mm,
forgot to push. I forgot I was supposed to
that's
push
okay.
space. Is that I mean, I know it's not Scorpion. Is that Double Baboon Ninja multiplayer?
I
Oh
don't know.
no.
It looks like
Oh,
it
actually, it
should be.
does. It does look like it's multiplayer. Oh,
Oh, hang on. There we go.
oh yeah. It said something about joystick and mouse mode.
Yeah, one of the tooltips on the main Amiga Live window overlaps on the game window unless you move the mouse.
Yep. One thing I tried to solve, I don't know if I've solved it successfully. I think there's a bit of tweaking needs to be done, but I wanted to make it completely seamless for mouse. I didn't really like this sort of thing where Amiga emulators like you have to click to lock. But then if you click incidentally, then it's locked, and no, I didn't want to play with mouse, I wanted to play with joystick. But with Scorpion Box, like, since it's sort of like if you're making a mouse game, you would configure it to be mouse, and if you're configuring it to be joystick, well, if you're making it joystick, configure it to be joystick. But it has a couple of techniques for trying to make the Amiga cursor line up with the PC cursor, and I think I can improve it a bit more. But I might I might elaborate on that after this.
I've not played with Scorpion Box quite yet because I've when I was on the last few weeks of developing this, I stayed on 2525 stable just to kind of get the last few bits out.
So Scorpion Box isn't like it's not tied to specific versions of Scorpion. In fact, you could use it for non-Scorpion games. It is like it doesn't need the game to be written in Scorpion to be able to run it in Scorpion Box, because it is basically just a. I mean, it is an emulator, and so anything that you can run on Amiga should be able to run on Scorpion Box. Oh, thanks for that.
No worries.
Though it is only like I've only attached the build to the the experimental version.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So in theory, I could check out the experimental version and then just use Scorpion Box outside of that. Right? Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
And we've somehow managed to arrive at the exact same score.
Oh, okay. Evenly matched. Huh? Oh yeah, so this is something I've talked about on stream before. I'm not actually sure it's true. I mean, it's just what I heard, but what you mentioned about the AI seeming intelligent because it happened to jump at a time that was, opportune for it to dodge out of the way. It reminded me of what I'd heard about the original Half-Life. And
oh yeah.
So I mean, if you've played Half-Life, you like there are the sort of the later, like second half of the game, you're fighting Marines, and they're always talking to each other, sort of saying flank him or things like that. But from what I understand, the soldier AI is all completely independent. There's no collaboration between them. It just feels like it.
So any convergence is accidental.
I mean, I presume they tried to make it feel like they were intelligently messaging each other about where Freeman was and things like that. But and I think part of it is also like the fact that they have sound clips that suggest that they're communicating with each other. Oh, you want to grab that one?
Yeah. There we go. So if you get all the anti letters, that boss is different. It has a lot more attack patterns, a lot faster, and you get a battery at the end. A nice big Duracell battery. Now remember, these guys are armored.
Yep. Right, so that... Whoop! Oh, that was my last life anyway. So I got a fraction further than I did the previous time. Flubble says, could use code Scorpion Box to lock the inputs. I feel like you should have like an infinite credits mode where you know, you can just keep playing in multiplayer, because that's there was that and I can't remember what it was called, Twins game for Amiga, where it's like it's sort of like the Wonder Boy and Monsterland game, but it's like cooperative multiplayer. Me and my partner played all the way through with the WHD load trainer for Infinite Continues, and that was you know, that was a lot of fun, but we wouldn't have been able to get very far if we didn't have you know, Infinite Continues on it.
So there's a little something that I've mentioned like in a few places now. This game actually has dip switch settings, like a proper arcade game.
Ah. Okay.
You can change the amount of lives you start with.
Yep.
How much you need to score to get an extra life. Which world you start on, except for World 5, because of reasons. And there's a few other kind of more arcadey options in there as well, attract mode music on and off, an anti-screen burn option for the attract mode, and reset high scores. There's also something else that I can't remember what it was. It's probably not important. But yeah, I don't know quite what motivated me to do that, other than I wanted it to be as close to an arcade machine as possible. There isn't an infinite credit mode, though.
So did you make that decision because of the theme of the Game Jam, or was that incidental? Like, because I assume
incidental.
So I assume that you were... So this game wasn't sort of like, you didn't set out to make this a Game Jam entry. It just happened to overlap with the theme, and so you entered it in, or...
Well, so it's a bit of a long story, and I'll try and condense it.
Yep.
In December last year, I was going through one of those phases which I go through. I'm like, I've got a lot of great ideas, and then I never make any of them. But
those ideas do tend to come around Christmas.
Like too much time on my hands and all that. So the thing was, I actually was like, because my last big project that wasn't for a job, in terms of games, it was 7 years long and it never got released. So this time, I kind of thought, if I can make an arcade game, I can keep the scope really small. I can just not allow feature creep, and I can actually release something. Happy days. So then, I think it was like 2 weeks into December, I ended up injuring my leg pretty badly during a house move.
Yep.
So that I kind of got put on the back burner, and then I decided, well, I've been wanting to use Scorpion Feet like quite literally years at this point, and I didn't really have a way to kind of get into it. And just to give a shout out to Mixel, who is in the chat right now, it was his tutorial in Zap Amiga issues 20 to 23, I think, that really got me on there. Like, absolutely amazing. Without that, this game would not exist. And also, I guess by extension, without that. Go on.
I should you know, actually go and read those ones. I haven't read them yet, but I keep hearing they're very good.
Yeah, I mean, I will keep on telling everyone about them, because if anyone asks, you know, if there's a print tutorial, go there, get that tutorial. I can't rate it highly enough. I mean, to a point where I've even put Mixel's name in the high score table. But I mean, I hope he doesn't begrudge me. I kind of ran out of space, and because I was putting the rounds in multiples of 5, I think for his scores like round 1. Sorry, dude. Wasn't intentional.
I did read about how back in the day, like Amiga Power and Team 17 had a feud, and so what Team 17 did for their arcade snooker game was they made the Amiga Power staff like they took their names and made them like the worst AI opponents.
Yeah, that was on a arcade, a snooker and arcade pool, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know that I I think I think I lean towards Amiga Power's point of view. Like their scores tended to be lower than most magazines because they use the whole range, and so
Oh yeah,
I feel
like
like Team 17 took that a bit personally. Uh,
it's a weird one because I agree with Amiga Power's point of view. 50% should be average.
hmm.
Um, I've kind of, as I've mentioned to my partner a few times of recent when I see games reviews, and like, even back in the days of Amiga Power, the other magazines were the average was 72% or something like that, which is a bit absurd. But in the current day, we have this kind of weird thing where a lot of the people on the internet either think a game is good, bad, or terrible. There's no concept of average,
Hmm.
which is a bit absurd to me
Yeah.
because
Well,
I think it's okay to have an average game.
I mean, you see that with movies as well. Like you look at an IMDb page, and it's like, or if you look at the star distribution, it's like a third of them are at 0 or like 1, and then a third of them are at 10, and then like the rest is sort of averaged through.
Hmm.
Anyway, so I was talking about the mouse support in Scorpion Box and how it's a bit
Ah,
different
yes.
to most emulators. So just gonna make sure. Okay, so mouse test. Yep. Okay. Oh, and yeah, this is one thing, so we can uh uh test title. So yeah, I've tried to make it so that so far as possible you can disguise Scorpion Box as your own own thing, except for
Hmm.
these here. But you could rename that executable to anything. You could use a resource editor to replace the icon. I'm not sure if it's going to replace the icon in the taskbar though, so that's something I might need to like here. I might need to add something so that if you've got a PNG here, it will grab that icon. Um, but you see, I just move the mouse in there and then move the mouse
Oh
out,
yeah.
and it's pretty well aligned. But if I go a little bit too far in one direction, um, it will like it basically if the mouse is out of the screen, like if it knows okay, well my mouse is too far to the right, it's going to fast forward it to the right. If I so yeah, I mean it is possible for it to become a little bit misaligned and then go out, but for the most part it will just it will just fit. And if it does happen to go out, then as soon as you move the mouse back in, it should track it perfectly. So there's no locking like WinUAE or FSUAE. It just smooth transition from there to there. And of course, this is not, yeah, as I mentioned before, this is not just for Scorpion Games. If you wanted to set it up to, I don't know, play like Monkey Island or something, then that should just work.
I
Uh,
could see a user case for locking the mouse to the screen for something like a bat and ball game, perhaps.
yeah, I mean that's something I could look at adding to that's something I could look at adding to Scorpion boxes. Add a more traditional mouse lock. But yeah, I do feel like this. This is nice and comfortable. I mean, of course, the other thing is you can just go. Uh, sorry, I put that into full screen mode.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, for some reason in full screen mode it doesn't record on OBS. But You can put it in full screen mode, and then when you're in full screen mode, the mouse is never going to go out of the window anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is something that you were interested in. Neo Geo is currently the only system for Scorpion Box where we can't really freely distribute a game because there are some system ROMs that are needed. I was gonna I was going to at one point look at free, making a free ROM for well, not making it, but compiling one of the free ROMs out there for Neo Geo, and then seeing if I can use that so that we can distribute Neo Geo games as well. It happens that the Mega Drive doesn't need a ROM anyway, and the Mega, we've got the AROS ROMs built in. So other than Neo Geo, you can already use Scorpion Box to distribute games, whether free or not free.
Interesting, because so I've been trying to work on a Mega Drive version and Neo Geo of Blue and Red.
Yep.
And I was thinking about how, and just as an idea, if I put it on Steam as a free download, because I think if you pay $100, then you can register as an individual rather than a corporation on Steam, and then just set the price to free. I'd love to do that for Blue and Red, to be honest.
Okay. Interesting.
But that being said, distributing BIOS is a big no-no, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know how existing. Like, I know there are games out there that are like, they've released it on Neo Geo and then they've released the Steam version. And I'm not sure how they've gotten around that, or if they've been a bit sneaky and just sort of snuck SNK's ROMs and compressed or encrypted them or whatever. But I think we can. There is a free well, I mean, there are free ROMs that are like AROS but Neo Geo. One thing that I'm a little bit iffy about is that there's a lookup table for like the zoom level. So that's when you're scaling things. Because that lookup table is just raw data, you can't implement it as like just rewriting the function. So what I will probably do is I will come up with a table that's fairly closely approximates it, but is not it's not the same data, and so it's not the same file, and so it's not it's not something SNK can claim copyright on.
If it's a lookup table and if it's working in integers, is being off by 1 for every value enough?
I don't know actually, but yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of Scorpion games, they like if you do a Neo Geo version, maybe you won't do scaling anyway because that will make it different to like the Amiga version, the Mega Drive version. Hopefully it'll be close enough that you wouldn't really notice unless you were paying attention to it. It's not something you would want to use for, like, you wouldn't want to use it with like King of Fighters or anything, because if you're emulating those games that were designed for the original lookup table, you would want the original lookup table. But for Scorpion games where the scaling, it might not be such a big deal where the exact zoom is a little bit different on Scorpion Box versus playing it on a real Neo Geo.
Oh yeah.
One thing that there is a Nintendo 64 emulator for Neo Geo, and what it does to that table is it actually implements it as a function. So it doesn't need that table data. It just it has a function that will perfectly calculate what that entry in the table would be. I think they actually did that for performance rather than or some reason other than getting around the copyright issue. But I do wonder if that would be a way as well, if we update the actual emulator to use that instead of the file.
Interesting that you say that, because I would have thought that the lookup table had been implemented to begin with for performance reasons, so you wouldn't have to use a function.
Mm. There was some reason why you'd done it that way on Nintendo 64. Maybe not performance, but just something to do with how the Nintendo 64 renders or something like that. I don't really know, but yeah, so the MVS emulator for Nintendo 64 doesn't have that lookup table, but it does have some functions that, predict it pixel perfect.
Is it open source, that one?
Yes. Yeah. So actually, like if you go on GitHub, I think it's on GitHub. It might be on like SourceForge or something, but you can look at that actual function that it somehow, with only a couple of numbers, it's able to calculate anything in that table, and the table is like 4 kilobytes.
Hmm.
Uh,
And I was going to say just then, that seems pretty cool. But then I realized the Neo Geo, the um, amount of memory. Sorry, I rephrase, because I just realized I was about to say something that didn't make any sense. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't the BIOS take up some of the system memory as well?
you are
Why?
correct. No,
Okay.
so the Neo Geo and the Mega Drive have the same amount of memory, so 64 kilobytes. But part of that memory is on the Mega Drive. None of it is used by BIOS because it doesn't have a BIOS. Um, the Neo Geo, yeah, does reserve maybe like a kilobyte or half a kilobyte, something like that, and that will give you things like you can read how many credits you have, um, those sorts of things. Oh, and it does have like the BIOS has a function for reading joysticks, and then it will update a bunch of variables to tell you what the joystick inputs are. And I think I read those variables directly into Scorpion Engine's variable memory.
Hmm.
But it's not a huge amount. But it does just mean, like, I think there have been one or two places I've been caught out where I made something for Mega Drive and thought, okay, well, this is just going to run on Neo Geo and Scorpion, and then it didn't because I'd used up nearly all of the memory on Mega Drive, and then on Neo Geo, of course, since I'd used up all of that Mega Drive memory, there wasn't enough space on Neo Geo memory. Having said that, this is something I haven't experimented with. The Neo Geo CD has a lot of memory, and because it has to read the
Oh
CD,
yeah.
it has to read the CD data into memory. It's got something like 7 meg all up. A lot of that is going to be reserved for sprites in particular, but it might be possible to use some of that memory for general program stuff, variables. But I don't know. I haven't experimented with that. But if you do that, then it is going to mean your game is no longer going to be as easy to get to run on the arcade machines.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I can see that being the case. Yeah.
but on the topic of Neo Geo, one thing I did want to try to finish this round of Scorpion Engine updates is to finish the arcade compatibility of Neo Geo. So things like coin drops and tracked screens. There are a few functions built into the Neo Geo to handle those, but I haven't written I haven't written an implementation for Scorpion Engine that would allow you to plug your own code blocks into those functions.
Yeah, the one thing I keep on seeing at Arcade Club on the Neo Geo machines is that they standardized how to play. which I'm guessing is in the BIOS, isn't it? Or at least is a function of stuff in the BIOS.
Well, funnily enough, it's not actually. So there is a built-in how to play. Apparently, it's not really used that often. Like, I think NAM uses it. NAM 1975 uses it, and a couple of others. But I think most games implement their own how to play screen. But having said that, so there is a how to play. I have had a request to implement in Scorpion the how to play, as well as the ability to override the eye catcher, to put your own graphics in Neo Geo eye catcher, which I haven't done yet. Those are all things I want to support at some stage or another. I just haven't done it yet.
I will say, I think one of the most fun things working on Blue and Red was making the how to play guide. Although what wasn't fun was realizing that because of the fact that I have the top panel on Amiga and I don't have it on Mega Drive and Neo Geo, that I had to put in a if statement for if on Mega Drive, if on Neo Geo, display all the screen elements. I think it was like 16 pixels up, because otherwise they were going off the bottom of the screen.
Oh. Yeah, I do remember we had a bit of back and forth with things aligning weirdly with panels, so it was good to get those fixed.
That was the high score table on Neo Geo. I was it was one of those ones where like I take like half a second look at it at about 8 a.m. in the morning and be all like, yeah, it's fixed, and then I'd get a break and work, take a proper look at it, and then I'd be like, oh no, not again. I'm really sorry, Eric.
No, it's good for me to know these things, because if you don't report them, then someone else will. So might as well get it fixed as soon as possible, as early as possible. But anyway, so yeah, we probably should do something workshoppy, because it's we're nearly an hour and a half in. I didn't have anything specific in mind for workshop. I'm gonna just go to open game arts, because sometimes I get inspiration from just seeing whatever with whatever we happen to have. Sand texture. I kind of feel like doing something with this. I know it's it's not much, but it does give me an idea for something something might be interesting. Sorry, I just need to look something up.
No worries.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna call this Axelay. Which was a Super Nintendo game that had a particular effect, and let's go into Scorpion Engine. Close that. So do you know what Axelay is?
I am not familiar.
Where did I put that? Is that under downloads? It is. Okay, let's get that out of there. So Axelay was a Super Nintendo game that had a specific effect for backgrounds, where like you had sort of like it was a shooter, but you were quite high up, so you could see like the curvature of the earth.
Okay.
Now let me just do an image count color is 4. Okay. I might okay, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Should I? Might take one of those colors out. I don't know which one. Actually, I'll take out the highlight. I just wanted to get it down to 3, so it's a little bit less unwieldy with the copper skies. Oh, okay, let's get rid of contiguous. So I'm being a little bit esoteric here using PaintShop Pro, whereas I know most people use Photoshop or like ProMotion or a Sprite. But hopefully, what I do is going to be a fairly universal thing.
If it works, it works. Doesn't matter what tool you're using.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go OCS. It doesn't need to be AGA. So we need our parallax panel, Amiga Sprite parallax, and let's make a panel sort. And just call this Axelay BG. And let's grab that. And we want a... Oh, wait. Is this... How big is that? Might not be big enough, actually. Oh. Cool. Oh, no, it's too big, actually. Let's,
48 by 48.
Yeah, now, is that... So that's 32 by 32 is... I think the, It looks like the wrap might be slightly off, but I'll get rid of all that. And and of course it doesn't wrap very well left to right, so I'm just gonna get that and then paste that in new image and then gonna mirror that. What did that? Oh no, I grabbed the wrong side. I was supposed to grab that side because I want to flip it left to right. So it has to be like a repeating pattern. And this is a cheap and easy way of making a repeating pattern, is just you grab the left half and you mirror it to the right half. And so... Yep, and so that...
There you go.
Yep.
Handy.
Okay, so that looks like it wraps. So if I go 32 by 32, output height... Yeah, let's go 192. I'll need... whoops. Okay, I think it might have confused. I might have confused it because I changed the image.
Midway through,
yeah. I'm hoping that's the problem. I'm hoping there's nothing. Oh no! What have I done? What have I done wrong? Is it something I can convert to parallax? Okay, maybe I can... Yeah, okay, so that's a bug in the experimental version I'll have to look at. Can I just change it to... Alright, so I can generate it this way. And then... it's just gonna... I feel a little bit embarrassed about that, but Yeah, because I will need to... I need to duplicate it a bunch of times, and then I'll need to move it down by 1. Actually, I'll just try going to the older version of Scorpion, just in case it's a, just in case it's a bug with the new version of Scorpion.
Mm.
Just close that one.
It's the nature of live TV, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately. And sometimes, like, quite often, it's, you know, I think things are fine in Scorpion, but when I sit down to make a game myself, I run into a bug that, yeah, because it's not a very commonly used feature. Nobody's seen it or reported it yet. Oops, should not have that project open. You didn't see I had Kaboo Mania open.
Didn't see or hear a thing?
No. All right, so let's change that image there, and then if we go convert to parallax. No, I have to go to an even older version. Okay, let's see, how long is it going to take me to okay, maybe not that long. I just need to be a bit what about it? But if I go canvas size 5.6 192, and then oh, let's turn off. Oh, we need to grab that. How am I gonna? Oh, I know what I'll do. Because I need to move it down by 1 pixel, and I didn't want to waste time wrapping it around to the top, so I'm gonna make that a bit taller still. So with this the sprite parallax on Amiga, it's basically an animation.
Ah, okay.
So what it means is you're not oh, is that one? Okay, yep. Get down to 2. Hopefully this is not going to take too long. I do apologize about this. I guess if you're watching in on YouTube, you can just fast forward. But yeah, it does mean that you know, it doesn't have to strictly be like a traditional left-right parallax. I know Mixel has used you know, uses feature to do like weather effects. So you'd have like a static background, like some mountains or some trees, and then that doesn't sort of scroll left or right, but you have you know, you put like snow or rain in there, and the snow or rain updates every frame. And so you get this nice full screen snow or rain effect, and it doesn't have any sort of performance overhead. Actually, what am I doing? I could do this much faster if I'll just paste a couple more, and then I can just copy and paste the whole lot, and then move it down by 1 pixel. Yeah. So unfortunately, yeah. So this is supposed to be done by Scorpion automatically with that 32 by 32 thing, but it's giving me that exception, which I don't know why. But let's so if I grab all that. Then 9, and then seeing what, 17, I think. Let's delete that one. Wait, hang on. Have I? So I'll just change this grid. It's just a little bit confusing it. But and then one more copy paste. And that should be the full animation.
I see.
Yep. Okay, so so you can sort of see it's it's going down. I'm just gonna get rid of that top. I don't need the top anymore because I don't want to have to manually rip that at the top. So we've got an animation. Yeah, I think that looks all right. One more thing I want to do is because this is moving down the scan line, I'll want to keep these colors consistent. So these 4 columns, like that first one is index 0, but then these are the sprite ranges of like 29, 30, 31. I want to have a consistent whoops. I want to have a consistent color in each one so that we don't have issues where the sprite colors are suddenly changing. Whoops. Do that. Sorry, very nearly done here. But yeah, I'll need to fix this so I don't need to manually... You don't need to manually do this in an image editor. Though I suppose it's probably good to show the process so you get an idea of what sort of things you can do in with the sprite parallax if you manually do it.
Yeah, I think this is where I was tripping up about 2 weeks ago because I was trying to implement the 24-bit backgrounds on AGA, and I don't know why, but I think I was trying to do it via parallax.
Oh,
But then,
okay.
like, I ended up running
Yeah,
out
so
of time, and
yeah, I've never really implemented 24-bit with this kind of parallax. But I did do a Scorpion TV episode a couple of weeks ago where we just use I think we use an empty background and then we put 24-bit copper on that to
yeah,
give the 3 color sprites a bit more a bit more oomph. Right, so I'm gonna need to make an empty map. Oh, I'm gonna need to make a tile set. I haven't really got a... I'll just make an empty tile set. I don't need to add any actual tiles to this yep. Didn't mean to go network. Yeah, so this is just going to be purely a visual effect. I'm not going to have any actors or anything like that. I'll just leave it at new tile set and then map, new map. I'll delete. I'm going to delete every tile and I'm going to make it see what is... I should remember this off by heart by now, but what is 192 divided 16? 12. Okay, so I'll make it 16 by 12. So that's the height of the width and height. Save that. And then we'll set our background as being our Axelay. And yeah, still on Amiga. I'll need to add a Load that map. Oh, and I'll need to set the Y resolution as well, because that will need to be 192. And I'll just check that. I'll just check that we've got something working. Oops. 156. What did I do wrong there? Where is my
There was 1056.
Oh! No, okay, yeah, so I had it pointed at the wrong thing. Let's try that now.
Awesome.
Okay, now that's so we've got our sprite parallax, but it's not actually doing anything. I know why that is. It's because we've got to add our well, we've got parallax here, but we're not actually doing we're not actually animating it. So let's try auto speed of 1. I'll just see what that looks like. As long as it's moving. I was a bit worried I had the animation going in the wrong direction, but if the animation is going in the wrong direction, I can just flip that value. Yeah, no, that's I mean that's not very impressive, but that is what I wanted to get.
It works.
Yep. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to apply a bit of shade to it. So I'll add a new layer, and then I just got to find a gradient that's like it's just black and white. Actually, is there one that's not quite as well, let's convert that to 180. Yeah, I didn't want so much of that black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this canvas a bit bigger. Oops, I messed that up. No, 256, 105. Okay, so if I apply that gradient now, wherever that is, black and white, 180. And then let's make that, I don't know, 25%. No, it needs to be a little bit more dramatic than that. Let's try maybe that will do. Let's
Let's see.
Let's put that back to how it was. So if I run that again, we should get that nice shade. Okay, it's a little bit bandy, and that's just because it's not 24-bit. But that's all right. We're starting to get closer to the effect that we want.
It does look nice as it goes across the gradient.
Yeah, but the cool bit is when we start applying some 3D transformation. Now, I'm just trying to remember because I have done this before. I'm just trying to remember which one. What was one of the not geometric sounds right. Horizontal cylinder. Oh no, that's only doing it to the It's only doing it to the shade layer. So let's merge those. So if I do that effects, geometric effects, horizontal cylinder. We might need to... Yeah, okay, so I need to double the size of this again. So, because the cylinder is, you like the top and the bottom, whereas we only really want the top. So if I go... What does 192 do? multiplied by 2. I should know this off by heart because I know that's a number I use. Okay, 384. I should have known that. But let's Oh, it's got oh actually I'm just going to delete the bottom half. I don't actually need no 192. Yep. Let's delete that bottom half. And then if I do that effect, the geometric effect of the cylinder, is that going to be a problem that it's stretched a bit? Maybe not. Make it a bit more dramatic. Maybe that's too dramatic. I'll try 75. Yeah, I think that will look good. So if I then go canvas size of 192 again. I'm hoping this hasn't messed up the colors, but we'll see. But that should give us like a rotating planetscape.
Okay.
That didn't work so well, and I think I know why. Because I applied the gradient first, whereas I should have done the should have deformed it first. Yeah, that's
A lot of Control Z.
yeah, a lot of Control Z. So so let me just check. So there should only be 3 colors. Oh, 4 colors. Yeah, 4 colors including black. So I'll repeat that process. So let's make that 384. Let's and sorry, it's bothering me that it's it hasn't. Oh, actually, if I do the crop, is that going to fix the yeah, okay, so it had this issue where it was selecting things outside of the image range, and because the image used to be a bit bigger. I was wonder if that could have messed up the effect as well. Yeah, okay, so now because it's a proper size, that should look a lot better. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go effects. Let's do that. And how many colors do we have? Yeah, okay, so it's increased. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to decrease it to those 4 colors, because I want to keep those 4 colors. What? Oh. Sorry, I by default it uses like the default Windows colors, I think. No, that's not right. That's why? Oh, because I got 5 colors because of white being there. Okay, all right. Sorry. We're getting there. Okay, so we've got this 4 color palette. I'm going to save that palette, so just in case we need to restore it. If I then go canvas, let's make that twice as big again, and then hopefully, if I do that geometric effect, is it going to keep the... okay, it is going to increase the colors to that range, but that's okay, because I can then just load that palette back. And then let's do... okay, we're getting there. We're nearly there. So if I run it now, hopefully that should give us our spinning planetscape. There we go. So,
Oh, yeah, that is beautiful.
yes. So let's do a couple more effects to it. I don't know why the color's so weird at the bottom. Is that oh no, that's my fault. I don't know why it's done that. Oh, it's because it's mixing the black in there. You know what? It doesn't really matter. We can just trim off the bottom. Um. Oh. Okay. Sorry. It's lost track of where my undo redo buffer was, so I have to do that. I have to do that again. So let's do that horizontal cylinder. And then I'm just gonna reduce it to like instead of 192, I'm gonna set 192 or 16. Okay, let's make it 176. So let's take out one tile row. And we'll go back to this. I'll reduce that resolution. Let's just see that it runs. It doesn't have any quirks at the bottom there. It's still doing something weird.
I think the previous attempt was lacking some of the kind of band
Oh,
we're seeing in the top and
so
third.
sorry, I know what I forgot to do is after all that I forgot to apply my 4-color palette. So that's probably what was confusing it there. Yeah, because if the colors don't line up exactly, then the Scorpion Engine compiler gets mixed up. Okay, so that's looking better. So that gives us a planetscape. I was thinking about adding some stars. So if we go back to let's just look for stars. And we want something very simple, like maybe even like that. Three separate PNGs and space background. No, I'll grab this one. I just got to download it.
Should be easy to remove the background from that.
Unfortunately, it has to be repeating 32 by 32 range, and we might want to well, it needs to be 32 wide. It doesn't need to be no, I'm going to shrink this way down, so to being something like what? It's 10%. I'll go for 10%. And then I want to grab I guess that range will do. And then I'm going to want to reduce the colors here to 4 colors again. Median cut. Is there actually 4 colors there? It's kind of hard to tell. It kind of looks like 2 colors to me, but I guess.
It looks like 2 colors on the stream.
Yeah, it's because the range isn't. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna if I just let's just fiddle around with the contrast a bit. Take the.
Yeah, that's 3 colors. Yeah, seems possibly 4. Yeah, that's 4.
Yep. Okay, and I'll edit the palette a little bit so that this darkest color is pure black. And then let's wait, 176 plus 32. It's 208. Okay, well, so we'll make it 208. And then let's so next thing we need to do is we need to oops. I need to, where is it? Oh, yeah, I know what the problem is. It's because I've still got 16 color mode on. So let's increase it to that. And I'll need to copy and paste that a bunch of times by that. That's not a very, actually, yeah, it's not a very pleasant looking starscape, but I'm sure there's someone following this video that wants to do the same thing could do a much better job than this. I'm sure of it. Okay, yeah, I filled it out. I just need to fill in the copper for that bit there. So each of these copper bars is 8 pixels wide. Let's do that. Oh, no, I need to make sure I get all the colors. So I've already got that black. I need wait. Ah, need that purple color. And I need the bright gray, blue, purple. I think that's a different color to. Are those different colors?
I think those are the same.
Those are the same. It's my eyes that are not
I
I think
it's
it's
the
this.
kind of grey
Is
colour.
is it that one
Yeah,
that I'm missing? Yeah. Oh,
that's the one.
oops. I need to make sure I don't paste outside that range. Okay, so that should give me. That should give me a starscape at the top. There we go. So it's not great, but this is, what we can do in a short tutorial. I think to finish it, we should actually have a player. Oh, and actually one thing I forgot to do is, what do we set the resolution to? 208. So we need to set that to 208, so we should be able to see the whole thing. And then, yeah, I think should we add a player character to oh. Oh, it's this map needs to be, what is 208 divided by 16? It's 13. So that needs to be 13 tall. So I'll just check that runs, and then we'll add some sort of player jet, and then that will do for the demo.
Some.
The fighter. Oh, just having a look at. What is? Oh yeah, it's a blender. Oh, that's cool. That sort of reminds me of Wing Commander.
I actually think at one point when I was, having one of those ideas phases
Yep.
of creating some sprites using Blender, but making them 3D, then taking the screenshot and then
Mm.
doing some palette adjustments. Because I think Isn't that how they did it in Stardust for the asteroids?
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Like I think if you use like Rotoscope 3D was, fairly well, not Rotoscope, but like Screenshot 3D, I think was fairly common back in the day. Like well, not fairly common, but some games used it. Like Stardust, as you mentioned. I
And
presume that uses it.
Donkey Kong Country did as
Yep,
well,
yep,
along with
and
Sonic 3D.
Rise of the Robots. Can't forget
Ah,
that.
yes.
Can't forget that all-time Amiga classic.
The game, which was heavily promoted in the UK on a show called Bad Influence,
Yep.
to a point where they actually changed the intro to be just clips of the game. And then the game released about a year later, and everyone realized that you could just complete it by holding upright and fire.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not a. Uh, these are all fairly small, but I'll grab one that looks. I kind of like the look of that one.
um, oh yeah, that looks nice. As a minor aside, I would just like to thank Open Game Art for their mere existence, because without them, I would not have
Oh,
gotten Blue and Red finished.
they are
Uh,
really good. There's so many resources on there, and I've used a few of them in the Scorpion Engine, like, demo packs.
I'll definitely say, although Critical did the tile and a lot of robot art, the actual boss art was mostly from and edited from Open Game Art. So I gave anyone whose artwork I used an additional graphics credit in the game.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely good to give credit where possible, like even if it doesn't say it needs credit. Some of it does need credit, but not all of it does. But it is good practice to always, as far as possible, make sure that everyone's
I have very strong feelings about credits. Don't get me started on this subject, because otherwise I will not shut up.
Yeah.
And it actually does remind me, I need to ask Virgil if he is okay with me crediting his wife, because she actually did do a bit of testing,
Oh
and she
yeah.
came up with an idea I ended up implementing in the end, which was to extend the time after the level was clear so you can actually collect the fruit. So yeah, I need to ask him about that, if he's okay with me crediting on the next version, because I think like I was meant to ask, and well, I was meant to ask, and I just ran out of time. That last week was hectic as hell.
Mm. Yeah, there's so much that goes into making game. Like so many little things that all pile up. Um,
Hmm.
like yeah, credits and lots of little polish.
Oh, I
Uh,
just noticed something. This must be from one of the latest commits. The
yep.
control is no longer set to just one, two, three, or four. You can just freely set that as a number. Was that an update you made yesterday or the day before?
Sorry, what one? Oh, yeah, yeah. So this is yeah, I should talk a little bit to this. So um because each controller uses a reasonable number of variables. And so I wanted to support 8 players, but that's going to use up a fair bit of variable memory. And so what I decided to do is, okay, well, you just put how many controllers you want, and they can go, well, that can actually go all the way up to 10, because with the Octo adapter you can have 10 players. And I do want to also Mega Drive. I want to support 8 players if you've got 2 multi-taps. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so by default, so if I have it as 10, I can say, this is player number 10. Um, there are a couple of quirks to it. Like if I say, you know, max control is 1, you know, obviously that maximum can be 1, but I can also set it to 0. So 0 is reserved for like if you've got AI that like AI bots that, you know, use the same actors, use the same control actors, but you know, aren't controlled by a real player.
I think I've used controller zero for one very specific thing
Oh
in
yeah.
blue and red. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head though, but it did come in handy.
Let's just put that as 2. I think I've done everything I need to do. I mean, oh, how many
You're not
colors?
adding any kind of control logic? No, no.
Nah, I think just left and right is all I need.
Okay.
Um, yep. Okay, so we've got sort of an Axelay like effect. Now, yeah. So as far as Mega Drive goes, I don't think we could easily. Yeah, we couldn't easily replicate that without doing some uh uh you know, fine-grained control over the horizontal interrupt, which you don't really offer in Scorpion at the moment. Neo Geo probably be able to do it if we have like you know, like 16 sprites across the screen, and these sprites are just that animation. In fact, it could be done as like a tile animation even on Neo Geo, because we've got Neo Geo has the auto anim where you can set tiles to be animated without any CPU overhead. It's just the, you know, the graphics chip takes care of it.
Oh, that's what Autoanim does. I honestly didn't know.
Mm.
I, I like I'd seen a box for it, but I didn't know what it actually did.
I'll see if I can find yeah, so this is what it shows on the wiki. They've got this example where there's this tire, and it's showing that because it's set to an auto anim 4 frame, it loops through these 4 frames. There's no CPU overhead to it. It's the same CPU overhead as just displaying that one sprite. So I've got partial support for that in Scorpion. I support it in the tile set. I don't support it in like the sprite animation system yet, but that will come sometime soon.
Uh,
Right. Well,
yeah, I had seen it in tiled. That's where. So I guess if I open my project and go back into it, I should just really enable it on all of my tile animations. Awesome.
or on Neo Geo, yeah. In fact, I think on Neo
Ah,
Geo,
yes.
it's currently the only supported animation system for tiles. I do need to support the more traditional animation system, because the more traditional animation system does things that auto anim won't support, like being able to change whether a tile is solid or not. Uh,
Okay.
but anyway, well, I think that's a good place to wrap up for the day. Thank you so much, Jan, for joining me on the stream and playing your game Red and Blue and some of the other game jam entries with me.
Been awesome. Thanks for
Uh,
having me on the show.
oh, oh, cheers, and yeah, it'll be well, we'll stay in touch. Maybe someday in future we'll get you on for another episode if you've got another game in under development. Um, I
But,
just got, oh, something
what I will
secret.
say was Well, next up is just Mega Drive and Neo Geo versions. If I can work out how to get a background working, a simple
Yep.
background,
Mm.
and then after that, well, who knows?
Yep. Well, I mean, with Neo Geo, I think I might have mentioned there's a lot of things like coin drops and, being able to track whether a player is, got coins in or if they're not allowed to play because they haven't got coins in. Those sorts of things I need to add to Scorpion. So that Red and Blue would be a good test case for all that. If we could make it so that, if you put it in an actual Neo Geo arcade machine, it would then, act like any other arcade machine as far as being able to, collect credits goes.
Oh, I'd love to give it a try.
Mm. Um, yeah, now I'm just seeing who I can who are we gonna raid? I don't think I've raided Charlie Far for a little while. I'll raid Charlie Far. What are they're playing at the moment? Whatever it is, it doesn't look like an Amiga game, but we'll send them their way anyway. Okay, raiding in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, thanks everyone for watching.